Sangha with great virtues, out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach us how to leave suffering, attain bliss and birth and death, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tận tình, vì thứ Pháp hội cập nhập thiết chúng sanh, thịnh chuyên diệu Pháp luân nhau đạo ngỡ mùng, như há liêu sanh thoát tư đi khổ đắc là tốt chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Nam mô Saranto Suche Doye Elahudi Sanyao Samputo Chie. Nam mô Tát Naka Toya Daya Alahade Tamye Tambo Datoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma, 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I've come to receive and maintain it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom that thus come one's true and actual meaning. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jie wan jie nan zao yi wo jin jian wen de shou chi yuan jie ru lai zhe xu yi. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Sixth Patriarch, Venerable Shenhua, Shami, all good no advisors, Amitofo, 诸佛菩萨、六祖、师父上人、下米各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa lục tổ, Hòa thượng Hiến Hóa, thầy và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Okay, today is the 24th of February 2013. We are gathered in Rosemead, California, to continue to discuss the Varsha Sutra. Please open to slide 467 in the file, okay? And some newcomers, please help her out, show her where to sit, and show them where to sit, and whatever, okay? John is here too. We have some newcomers, so we give him a little bit of time to get settled. Welcome you all. It's a pleasure to have you here. There's a chair here. Have him come up to the chair. Could you turn on that thing to warm up the room a little bit? There's some people here newer, so I don't think they can get used to the kind of cold that we like in our temple. I'm getting cold too, so I'm getting soft. The lowest one. Lowest button. There you go. Thank you. Okay. All right. Have a seat. Have a gentleman come up, maybe pull a chair here. No. He can have a chair up here. He can cross his legs. My goodness. That's too much. Yeah. I think it hurts too much to look at that. And then look at John. John is ready. You can tell he's ready. He has his sit over here. It's better support in the back. Okay. Cho ngồi cái ghế đó nó có dựa lưng được mà. Look at John. John is he used to 可以随便可以什么地方都可以坐的是讲中文哈 Oh my God Just today, when the Chinese people come, we have no translator.
That's okay.
Can you translate for
They
him?
understand English very well.
可以听英文hả? 可以chưa?很好啊. Okay. 我用翻译. Because when I translate, the Chinese always have the smirk on the face. And that's not Chinese. Oh well. Welcome you all. We are have been discussing the Vasha Sutra for almost a year and a half now. And this is one of the more difficult sutras in Mahayana to explain. You will find very few places who will explain the Vasha Sutra. Mình tiếp tục giảng kinh Kim Cang, là một cái kinh đại thừa rất là khó giảng. It's because the Vasha Sutra, when I read it 20 years ago, I couldn't understand it. 20 năm trước mà thầy đọc, thầy không hiểu được. And it's because these principles of Vasha Sutra is very, very advanced. You can explain it at a very low level to very high levels. Okay, because at a high level is what this is used to be like the Bible for the Chan sect in China. The China, for example, when Bodhidharma brought Chan from India to China, he advocated that his pupils recited this particular sutra from beginning to end as part of the practice. Khi mà ngài Bodhidharma mà đem cái pháp môn thiền tông qua bên nước Hoa đó, thì ngài chủ trương là dạy dùng cái kinh này, tụng cái kinh này trong cái thiền tông. So, Vũ Chi Tạ Mộ, someone to translate for her. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of the new Chinese, authentic Chinese people by translating. So someone translate for Ru Ting. Huh? Yeah. Vũ Chi Tạ Mộ, ta lại Trung Quốc的时候，他主张用金刚经来修行禅。Okay, so that is because what you non-Buddhist and non-practitioner don't realize that whenever you recite the sutra has its own magic, has its own force that will aid in increasing your concentration. Okay, and at the same time, unfold your wisdom as well. This is why the Buddhists are encouraged to memorize sutras and recite them. Okay. Cái này là tại vì một cái kinh đó, nó có một cái diệu dụng của nó có một cái thần lực. Khi mà tụng kinh như vậy, mình chú tâm dễ hơn và mở cái trí huệ, nó còn mọi chuyện. 所以诵经的时候，每一部经有自己的妙的功用，你可以帮助你入定，还是开你的智慧。Okay. So what happened in Bodhidharma back then? He would tell his pupils to recite the Vasa Sutra from Chinese character, beginning with first Chinese character, the last Chinese character, and then cycle back continuously. Okay, this is part of the Chan practice, believe it or not. Okay. Hồi xưa người ta trì cái kinh này bằng cách ta tụng từng cái chữ hoa đó, từng chữ từ đầu chí cuối, xong rồi tụng tiếp, tụng liên tục như vậy. Okay, it turns out, by the way, there is back then during the persecution of Buddhism or Chan school, of Buddhism in China, a left-wing person, I forgot
was a man or woman, I don't remember anymore. Probably a nun or something. She ran away because she was being persecuted. Thì xưa đó, trong cái nước Trung Hoa mà cái thời mà bị Phật giáo nó bị đàn áp đó, thì có một cái người xuất gia đó bỏ chạy cái núi. So she ran away. She ran away to the mountains, to the caves, and then she hid there. Thì cái bà như sư cô đó mới trốn lên núi, núp trong cái hang đó. 我不知道怎么解释这个翻译这个，因为是我不会翻译一般的日用的语 Okay, so can you translate for her? Are you good in Chinese? Okay, right. And so she ran away, and because in haste she didn't bring anything except for the Vasha Sutra. So she went to the mountain, hid in the cave, and she started practicing. So she only had one sutra, right, the Vasha Sutra. So she started reciting every day. And eventually she became enlightened. And what is obtained, what is in the Buddhist term, the Vasha body, indestructible Vasha body. Okay, and that's the magic of the sutra. That's the response from the sutra. Thì hồi đó cái sư cô đó, mới không có khoa gì, kiểu đem được cuốn kinh Kim Cang thôi. Thành là kinh không còn gì hết. Thì mới tụng kinh đó, ngày đêm tụng kinh đó. Sau này giác ngộ và được đắc cái thân Kim Cang, thân bất tội Kim Cang. This is one way, one kind of practice where you actually transform your body into Vasha. It becomes indestructible, like Vasha. Okay? So that's the response from cultivating this particular Dharma, particular Sutra. Okay? So, the Sutra contains, can be explained at a very high level when you approach people who are enlightened. People who are enlightened look at the Sutra and understand the Sutra differently than the way we do. Okay? So this is a fascinating about this Rasa Sutra. That's why very few people dare explain it, because it's very difficult to relate to you folks in unenlightened people. Anyone enlightened yet? I hope I'm not offending anyone. Anyone who's enlightened, please raise your hand.
Your hand's up.
Oh. So what happens is if it's very difficult to keep because of the wide range of level of this particular sutra here. And you go there, you explain each single concept, principle, doctrine of the sutra at very high level or very low level. And that's what the difficulty in explaining the sutra. It is very difficult to explain, to relate to people, for people to relate to the concepts. And yet these are very important concepts. If you understand the sutra, then you are extremely, extremely wise. Okay, because these contains very, very advanced Mahayana concepts. Okay, cái kinh này đó, khó giảng lắm, tại vì nó trình độ rất cao hoặc cũng thể rất thấp, thành ra giảng cao đến độ giác ngộ, thấp đến độ là vô minh, thành ra giảng kinh là rất là khó. That's why you find that very few explanations of this sutra. Most modern teachers stay away from this sutra because it's very difficult to explain. So what we've been doing for the last almost year and a half, we went halfway on this sutra in a year and a half, and we try to relate the advanced concepts in layman terms. Cách chúng tôi giảng kinh là giảng cái kinh mà dùng những cái danh từ thông thường thôi. 我们是以日用的语来解释这个很难解释的经典。金刚经是很程度上可以是很高，或者很低。So this is consistent with the tradition of my teacher, Yeah, feel free. Yeah. My teacher, my Venerable Shenhua, does when he explains sutras, he explains Dharma. Cái này là theo cái tiêu chuẩn của Ngài Tiến Hóa, khi Ngài giảng kinh đó, thì Ngài thường dùng những cái danh từ nó dễ hiểu để cho người ta có thể hiểu được. Because you could do it like in a very sophisticated way where most people walk out here, wow, I didn't understand anything for 2 hours. And this Dharma master is so advanced, he's so smart. I couldn't understand a thing. That's one way to teach the Dharma. The other way my teacher chose us to do is he explains it in trying to relate to you the advanced concept in a way that you can relate to, in a way you can connect to, using simple words. Okay. Thành ra Ngài Tiến Hóa, thầy trước Ngài Tiến Hóa thì dùng giảng kinh là dùng cái danh từ giản dị mà tới diễn tả giảng nghĩa những cái tư tưởng những cái giáo lý rất là cao thâm. So last week we started explaining this one slide 467 which talks about the approach of the sutra where there are two ways to understand two aspects of the enlightened wisdom. Okay? When you become enlightened, what is the outlook? What do you understand? Okay? Thành ra tuần trước chúng ta bắt đầu giảng về cái trí huệ của cái người giác ngộ đó là sao? Là họ thấy được cái gì? So the enlightened wisdom, the enlightened people mindset can be looked at from two different angles, like prajna, okay, the approach of prajna, where prajna is transcendental wisdom. It's a Sanskrit for transcendental wisdom, and the kind of wisdom of enlightened people. And these people, they take emptiness as existence. And this is very, very Mahayana. Tuần trước mình bắt đầu giảng cái tấm 467 này, bắt đầu giảng là cái người mà giác ngộ đó, ta có cách nhìn người giác ngộ là sao. Thì người giác ngộ đầu tiên hết á, người ta thấy là cái trí huệ bát nhã. Trí huệ bát nhã của người giác ngộ là sao? Các ngài đó thấy rằng cái chân không đó, nó không khác gì cái hữu. Okay? Meaning that they can relate to you. It's empty and yet not empty. They don't attach to anything, because if everything is empty, what is there to attach to? Nothing is that important. That's why that's the practice of wisdom, is that everything is empty. It's nothing to attach to, nothing to make a big deal out of. Okay. Trí huệ bát nhã là cái trí huệ mà thấy được cái chân không. Chân không có nghĩa là không có cái gì mà nó quan trọng hết đó, không có cái gì nó thực tại hết đó. Okay. Everything is temporary by nature. Nothing you need to attach to. Okay. Whereas, however, so there is the concept of true emptiness on one end and existence on the other end. Okay. Thành cái trí huệ của người thường, we're talking about very wise people. The people who cultivate. You cultivate, for example, the externalist path, like the Hindus, the yogis. What they end up understanding when they reach the 8th level of samadhi is they understand emptiness. Okay? They understand they're approaching emptiness. They don't quite understand emptiness yet, but their mind is nearing emptiness. Okay? Để thầy đi ngược, đi chậm lại cho quý vị, nhắc quý vị một cái để nhớ lại. Cái chân không là cái gì? Trước hết á, cái người mà ngồi ngoài đạo, chẳng hạn như bên yoga hay là bên người Ấn Độ giáo, thì người ta tu, thì người ta tới gần tới cái bát định, thì người ta bắt đầu gần thấy được cái chân không, gần thấy được cái không. Okay. What happened is that they don't quite understand emptiness yet. They're not there yet, because still a lot of barriers need to run, a hoop they need to go through. From the 8th level samadhi to understanding emptiness. Emptiness, I'm referring to emptiness for Bhante's reference, is the 4th stage arhatship. ninth level of samadhi. Eighth samadhi to ninth level of samadhi. From eighth to ninth is a humongous gap. That from eighth you traverse, you do a lot of traveling until you get to the ninth level of samadhi where you actually experience emptiness for the first time. Meaning nothing at all. You have no attachment whatsoever anymore. Okay? That's the emptiness that we're talking about, that the arhat experiences. Is it clear, Mante? Okay? From 8 to 9 is a humongous chasm, a humongous abyss. It's virtually impossible. Okay? For example, the young man who passed away, who killed himself recently, he was traversing from 8, he was climbing up 8, and he ran into a lot of problems. Okay? That's because he practiced wrong. As I told Tex on our walk today after lunch, I said, before the lecture, I said, the young man is well blessed, but he does not quite understand meditation. That's why he got into trouble. Okay. So anyway, there's a big gap. But when they overcome all these obstructions, then they understand emptiness. Okay? And then from there on, they need to cultivate even more, even longer. There's an even bigger gap to reach true emptiness. That's where the enlightened people mind is. The enlightened sages in Buddhism are the ones who understand true emptiness. Below them is a level, the fourth stage arhat, who understand emptiness. And below that, none of you understands emptiness. Any fourth stage arhat here, raise your hand. Okay? I rest my case. Okay? It's not something you can intellectualize. Like yesterday morning, what's the lady's name again? Joliet? From Joliet, Illinois? Rose, okay. Yesterday, there's a lady who cultivated for years, meditated for years. And then I asked her, who's here is free from sexual desire? She says, see, John, I didn't even raise my hand yesterday. There's hope for you. So she's the only one who raised her hand and said, I ended my sexual desire. I said, look at her and say, no way. And my face is green with envy. It's not that easy for able to be yourself free from sexual desire. That's the fourth stage arhat level. We actually are free from sexual desire. Okay. And she's the one who raised her hand. And I explained to her that, no, you're not there yet. There's no way you're going to get there. So I explained to her why she's not there. I proved to her. I think she believed it in the end. Because I gave her proof about the fact that if she got to fourth stage arhatship, where you become empty, then what is sexual desires can be emptied as well. Remember? Emptiness, sexual desire is just a thought. A thought arises in your mind. You can empty the thought. That's a fourth stage arhat level. You understand that? This is real. So I said, you're not there yet. I tell you why. My proof is that you're still not free from pain. Pain is a much lower level than sexual desire. Much coarser. And she can't even be free from pain at will. Then she hasn't ended sexual desire. Okay? So anyway, so the fourth stage arhat is the one who understands emptiness, meaning that it's this incredible type of freedom, if you will, where you are free from, you have no attachment whatsoever. You don't attach to your car, you don't attach to your temple, you don't attach to your food, you don't attach to your clothes, you don't attach to money, you don't attach to anything. Yes?
In the first stage of arhatship, do you get any sort of glimpse or understanding of emptiness, or not at all until the fourth stage?
No. First stage arhatship is very low.
Comparatively speaking.
No, it's very low. It's very low compared to fourth stage arhatship. In Buddhism, the first stage arhatship is what is considered the first level of wisdom. I'm sorry, I didn't translate the Vietnamese. I think Kim Ding will have to manage. Because if I translate, I lose track of what I'm going. In the future, someone has to translate for me because it makes it easy for me to concentrate and not lose track. Otherwise, I digress all the time. What happened is that in Buddhism, the first stage arhatship is, first of all, higher than any non-Buddhist level attainment. So far, so good? Anyone disagrees? Raise your hand. Okay. I'm asserting to you that the first stage arhatship is what the Hinayana call sagehood, first level sagehood. Mahayana, we don't call it sagehood because we consider it to be very low. Okay? But Hinayana, Theravadan tradition, they call it as the position of entering the flow, stream enterer, meaning that they enter the stream of the sage's wisdom. So now they navigate, they follow the stream, and they become sages naturally without any, it's guaranteed. Okay? That's why it is fair to the Hinayana, Theravadan people to look at it as a position of wisdom. Because these people know something. They only follow along the stream of sages to reach the fourth stage arhatship in 7 lifetimes. Is that correct? Now one day say, now he's talking about things that I know about. Right? See, he comes here from Sri Lanka and he's sitting and living in a Mahayana temple. He says, of course I know everything about you. And of course I know a lot about Buddhism. He's a gold medal in his university of Buddhism. Anyway, so you see, the first stage arhatship is the first level where you actually are free, you have more free, you have wisdom than the non-Buddhist practitioners. I'm sorry, I'm going to offend some non-Buddhist practitioners, but this is one person's opinion. This is for what I learned from the books and from my teachers. Okay. So the first level arhatship is a level where you actually have some wisdom that is the Hinayana considered to be sagehood. Okay. It is reasonable to assume that. Okay. All right. So, but to reach that first level of so-called sagehood, of first stage arhatship, is relatively easy. It's fairly easy. And it has some pitfalls that you're not careful about. You run into big problems, a lot of trouble. This is when you need a teacher. You need a good knowing advisors. And from first to second stage arhatship is more difficult. The more difficult one is third stage arhatship, where it's considerably more difficult than second stage. And then from third to fourth, which is incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult. That's why, but still, it's not until you get the fourth stage arhatship that's when you understand emptiness, meaning you empty yourself. You empty your thoughts. Okay? And that's an incredible state. You are completely at ease wherever you are. Okay? You're free. You're totally free. Alright? Alright. But you have to continue to cultivate, and then you reach something called true emptiness. True emptiness is that you are totally empty. Okay? The arhats, they think they're empty, but they're not quite empty yet. That's why in Mahayana, we know that we look at them as being confused. And a little bit of knowledge, this much. Okay? This much of emptiness. The emptiness of the arhat. Let me give you an analogy for you. Okay? The emptiness of an arhat is they realize this much emptiness, this much wisdom they have compared to all the emptiness. That's why the Mahayana is much tougher. They don't look at the arhat's wisdom as real wisdom. Okay? So of course, then Mahayana have to teach you to go from fourth stage arhatship to the level of enlightenment. Enlightenment is when you see emptiness here. This is true emptiness. Okay? When you reach the level of enlightenment, you have no attachment. It's called true emptiness. At that point, okay, then you will no longer reject existence. You see? What is existence? Existence is the opposite of emptiness. Existence is whatever exists. Meaning, our world is part of existence. So far, so good? Okay. Now this is what you're moving up to the other side of existence. The other side. See, one side is emptiness, the other side is existence. This is what the sages understand in Buddhism. They understand emptiness, they also understand existence. Is it clear? Okay, what is existence? This is the state of the cosmos as far as Buddhism goes. The world, the universe, as we know it, has many, many worlds. World is a galaxy. So far, so good? World is just a galaxy as we, the scientific, as our people. Một cái hành tinh đó là một cái thế giới. Okay? So, the world, okay, as we know, is Milky Way, it is simply a galaxy, is one among, how many worlds are there out there? Bhante, do you know? Lots and lots? Uncountable, infinite number of worlds. Is it clear? You want to understand, this is explained more clearly, in more details in another sutra called the Avatamsaka Sutra, Flower Adornment Sutra. This is not the intent of the sutra here. The sutra here is not intended to describe the universe to us. Okay, it's not the purpose of this sutra. You have to go a different sutra before it gets explained to you later on. Okay, we probably, hopefully, we have a chance to go to visit that. But basically, the universe, okay, as where we exist in the universe consists of countless number of worlds, numbers of galaxies. So, for example, for the scientists to go and explore the world, they will never be able to discover the extent of the universe. It's an endless task that they can never accomplish because it's infinite. So far, so good? Okay. Is that the Hinayana viewpoint too or not? I don't think Hinayana only believes in one world, where Shakyamuni Buddha is. Each world has a Buddha. There's a world in the East, at our level, for Medicine Master Buddha. Another world to the West of Amitabha Buddha. This world here, Shakyamuni Buddha's world. Is it clear? So this is the universal Mahayana, okay? We have a lot of worlds. Cái thế giới, world of thế giới. See, Kim Ding is struggling because now I'm using Buddhist terms that she's not familiar with. Okay. cái bên kia mình mới nói sơ sơ, đại khái mình nói là cái chân không với là cái hữu. Cái người mà giác ngộ ta hiểu cái chân, cái không và cái hữu. Ok, cái không là cái chân không này không có gì trong hết đó, nó khác cái không của cái người tứ quả là okay, khác hơn nhiều lắm. Còn cái hữu là tất cả những gì chúng ta có trong cái thế giới này, trong cái vũ trụ này gọi là cái hữu. Okay. Cái vũ hữu chẳng hạn như cái thế giới này là thế giới quả Ta Bà này là một cái thế giới, cái Milky Way đó. Okay. Cái cậy ngân hà này, cái dải ngân hà này là một cái thế giới thôi. Rồi phía đông đó, là có cái thế giới của ngài Dược Sư Phật, thế giới này là thế giới của ngài Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Có thế giới khác á, rất xa, cái đây rất xa là của Dược Sư Phật. Có thế giới khác, cái đây rất xa nữa, 10 tỷ cái thế giới về phía tây á, là của ngài A Di Đà Phật. Ok, thế giới cực lạc. Thành cái vũ trụ nó có vô số vô tận cái thế giới. Tại vì nó có vô số vô tận Phật. Mỗi cái thế giới nó có một vị Phật làm giáo chủ. So far so good. So in the cosmos, in the universe, from Mahayana perspective, has countless number of worlds. Each world has its own Buddha as a teaching host. This is different from the concept of the Hinayana. Hinayana says only this higher world where Shakyamuni Buddha is, that's it. So that's now you understand why I said the Arhat's wisdom is only this much compared to all empty space. You see that? I only see one world compared to countless worlds. Is it clear? That's the basis of my assertion. Okay? So, another way that you become enlightened, going back to slide 467, is that if you practice chant, you open your practice of wisdom. Okay? We talked about that. And then if you practice another way that we can become enlightened is to practice Pure Land methodology. Okay? Now, the Pure Land is you take existence, you start with existence, you believe the existence of the Pure Land, okay, upper world, called Pure Land, and you practice, you recite the Buddha's name with things, so you start from existence of a Pure Land, okay? And then by practicing, reciting Buddha's name, practicing Pure Land methodology, you eventually become enlightened and you go towards emptiness. That's what it means. So far so good? Cái cách thứ nhì để mình có thể giác ngộ là mình đi từ cái hữu. Hữu là sao? Là mình tin vào cái dùng pháp môn tịnh độ. Dùng pháp môn tịnh độ chẳng hạn, mình dùng cái hữu. Là mình dùng mình tin ở cái ngài gọi cực lạc thế giới và mình niệm Phật để mà mình tu. Thì tu tới khi mà mở trí huệ rồi, cái giác ngộ rồi thì mình sẽ thấy được cái không. So far so good? Okay. So what it means is that if you practice the Pure Land methodology like we advocate, then even though we say it exists, meaning it's not empty, but actually it's empty. What does it mean? 这个修行净土的法门的人，他是同这个是不空，可是还是空，是什么意思？ What does it mean? Yes. Different level of emptiness, not quite. Okay? It means that they start out as not empty, meaning they start out with believing, going to another world. Here's what happened in Pure Land. This is where the Chan school lacks. Okay? Here's a problem with Chan. The people who practice Chan are very proud of it. I used to be one of them. They say,
I practice meditation. I meditate in order to become enlightened. Okay? That's what we do. We cross our legs and then we meditate and we empty ourselves and we work at it. The problem is that what if you don't get enlightened? What if this lifetime you don't get enlightened? What if? The Chan school have no provisions for you to help you. If you don't become enlightened this lifetime, you will have to revolve in the wheel. You go into reincarnation. And that's when you lose control. Let's say you die and you're born, you take on the next existence. In next existence, you lose control. You have no control where you're going to go next. And that's a problem. That's the biggest problem in Chan school. Biggest problem in Chan school is that there is no plan B. You know, if you meditate in order to become enlightened and you succeed, no problem. But if you don't succeed, that's when you get into big trouble. Okay? So, yes.
At least hopefully you created enough good karma that you won't be too bad shape.
But so what?
Hopefully.
So what?
Instead of nothing.
Temporarily, you may not be that bad for you, but eventually become bad as long as you keep revolving in a reincarnation wheel. You're gonna run. You have a lot of exposure, a lot of exposure, and that's exactly what the weaknesses of meditation is. Okay. Cái pháp môn thiền tông á, nó nếu mà quý vị có cái vấn đề là nếu quý vị mà tu mà tới đắc cái thành tựu cái pháp thiền tông á, thì giác ngộ được thì quý vị thoát được. Còn nếu cái khuyết điểm của thiền tông là nếu quý vị mà tu mà chưa đắc được á, chưa thành tựu được cái pháp đó thì quý vị vẫn còn lọt vào cái vòng luân hồi, vào luân hồi là vẫn rất là nguy hiểm. Okay. Yes.
Start to make progress towards enlightenment, but you don't quite make it all the way there, that your competitors are going to be especially diligent in knocking you down because you try to move that direction. They want to be sure you don't get there.
Look at the young man. He made it past 8th level of samadhi. Look where he's at right now. Look how the kind of trouble he got into. Okay? Every step along the way, you run into a lot of obstructions. If you solve them, good. You move on. You don't solve them, you have to start over. You have to start over again. And that's the problem. Yeah. You begin with from a position of ignorance. You have to start to learn to speak. You have to start to learn to eat. You have to start to learn to walk. You have to learn the language. You have to learn how to meditate again, over again. Okay, and that's a weakness of the meditation school, the Chan school. There's no backup plan. If you don't succeed, you fail before you die, what now? And that's a weakness of the Hinayana approach. What if you fail? What if you yourself don't become a 4th-stage arhat? What are you going to do? If you don't become a 1st-stage arhat, what are you going to do? Đây là cái khuyết điểm của bên pháp môn thiền tông. Người ta tu mà nếu thành tựu không xong, nếu không thành tựu thì bây giờ làm sao bây giờ? Nếu không đắc được cái sơ quả La Hán
tự học tứ quả La Hán thì quý vị làm gì đây? Nếu còn lọt vào cái luân hồi rất là nguy hiểm. Okay? And that's why in Mahayana, Shakyamuni Buddha gave us another approach called Pure Land approach, which is very popular in China, in the Asians, except for Sri Lanka. Okay. The Pure Land approach is that what? What? Like heaven. Yeah. Heaven. Yeah. Yeah. Pure Land is like heaven. It's true. Much better than heaven. The heaven is that you go up there, you live your life, and then you fall after you use up all your money, your blessings. That's heaven. Like Vegas. That's right. Okay. Thì tịnh độ là giống như thầy Tích Lan nói, là tịnh độ giống như là quả trời, thì nó tương tự, nó tốt hơn một tí. Okay. Whereas Pure Land, you go there, you don't get out until you become a Buddha. Pure Land is guaranteed. You're guaranteed to become a Buddha before you're done, before you die. The problem with us in our existence is that we will not become a Buddha. None of you will become a Buddha. I will not become a Buddha until when I die. That's a fact. Okay? We all know that, right? Is there any way in your side where you can become a Buddha when you die? It's not. Okay? Cái vấn đề của thiền tông là không có cái sự không ai được dám quả quyết mình sẽ thành Phật hết. Mà thầy cam đoan cái gì là cái kiếp này mình không thể nào thành Phật được. I assure you, this lifetime we cannot become a Buddha. I cannot become a Buddha. I will tell you that. I don't know about you. I don't know about myself. It's impossible. Thầy biết cái cuộc đời này thầy không thể nào thành Phật được. 你知道吗？这个身体我不会成佛，这个寿命太晚了，不会成佛了，那怎么办？所以净土是你的保险，来。如果是你不觉悟的话，你可以到阿弥陀佛极乐世界修行下去，一个生命就成佛了。Okay, and this is the advantage of the Pure Land approach. It says existence. What existence? It says go there. To that Pure Land, to that world. Bhante is heaven, if you will. And you go there, in one lifetime, you become a Buddha. Because Amitabha guarantees it, that you will become a Buddha. Okay? Thành cái tịnh độ, pháp môn tịnh độ nó hay ở chỗ là Ngài A Di Đà Phật á, khuyến khích chúng ta đi về cái cõi Tây Phương Cực Lạc. Qua đó một kiếp thôi sẽ thành Phật, cam đoan. So the trick is to how to get there. Thành cái pháp tịnh độ, cái quan trọng là làm sao mà đến đó. You see, the way it's practiced right now by the Asians, cái pháp tịnh độ bây giờ mà người Á Châu đang tu bây giờ, you all tell each other, of course, just recite the Buddha's name, you go there. And none of them are saying, let's go there this lifetime. Cái khuyết điểm của cái hiện bây giờ, cách mà ta tu tịnh độ bây giờ, ta chỉ nói rủ nhau nó mình niệm Phật để về cõi Tây tịnh độ, nhưng đều không ai hiểu làm sao cái cách là kiếp này để mà tới cõi tịnh độ được. 这个懂吗？现代的净土的修行的法门是他们告诉互相告诉是我们应该念佛就往生。久往生， 可是他们不知道怎么可以一定是要往生，没办法，他们不懂。So that's the weakness of today's Pure Land, okay, approach, where they don't quite understand how to get there this lifetime. Okay. So anyway, going back to slide 467, Pure Land is from existence to emptiness. What it means is that not empty and yet empty, meaning that yes, we practice, we recite the Buddha's name because we seek rebirth to His Pure Land. Therefore, we are not seeking emptiness. Am I correct? Right? You're seeking to go somewhere else, to go to heaven, you will. That's not emptiness. It's seeking. So it's existence. Therefore, it's not empty. Okay? So far, so good? Did the legs hurt, Tex?
Yeah.
How come? So soon. It's only an hour. You usually can sit for 2 hours.
I already sat for 2 hours.
Oh, this morning?
Yeah.
Okay. Then wiggle. It's okay. So it's not empty yet empty, meaning it's not empty because it says we practice with the express purpose to seek rebirth to a different world. Therefore, it's existence. It's in the realm of existence. But once you get there, then you become enlightened. Then you understand emptiness. So the transition, you go to another world that's not empty in order to achieve emptiness. Is it clear? That's how the Pure Land approaches it. Whereas the Titan approach is that I want to empty myself right now. I'm done. But if you can't, you'll be in big trouble. Big trouble. Because you still are subject to the volatility of the reincarnation wheel. There's no guarantee whatsoever. Once you are in it, there's no guarantee at all. Even if you say that, some of you say that I cultivate very strongly and I'm a very good person and I'm determined to cultivate Chan and so on, and I have my Kung Fu is pretty good, okay?
You roll the dice, it comes up 00, game over.
That young man right there on the altar, his level is pretty high. Okay? You still are exposed to. Because, why? Because at each level, you have different sets of tests. And if you fail the test, you lose it. You lose your life. You could even lose your life. Okay? That's the danger of our world, outside our world, is that if you succeed in overcoming those tests, you might make progress. But if you don't, you fall. So for us Asians who are chickens, we prefer to go to the Pure Land first. You say, the test over there, we can't possibly fall. We can't fail either. It may take a little bit longer, but we go for it. Right, Kim Dev? No? Kim Dev said, no, I'm going to become an enlightened master. I don't care what you say. Kim Dev is stuck to this world. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay? You understand? This is why the Asians are they think they're smart. They say, okay, never mind about Chan, never mind about meditation. I recite the Buddha's name to go to the Pure Land. And guess what? They don't go to the Pure Land. They get into even bigger trouble. Why? See, each approach has its own strengths and weaknesses. If you say that Pure Land is better than Chan, I think you're an idiot. If you say China is better than Pure Land, I think you're a worse idiot.
What is this? You get a choice of idiot or idiot?
Yeah, it's idiot and worse idiot. Idiot, idioter.
That's like
Dumb
dumb as dumb.
and dumber. Because you're overconfident. You have no wisdom whatsoever. The mark of ignorance is you're sure of yourself. John,
Well, what happens if you're sure you're an idiot?
you're sure an idiot, and then you're right. You're not even better off, but at least you're right. Okay? This is my problem with both types of approaches. If you approach and say, I'm going to attain liberation this time, that arrogance will bring you a lot of trouble. And the other approach is, I think those guys, meditation guys, are wrong. Let me go to the Pure Land. I wish to go to the Pure Land. I don't do meditation. I only do Pure Land. Those are even worse. They're even more idiots, if you ask me. Yes. Yes?
You know, when Danny died, it personally shook me up a lot.
A lot of people were shaken up by that.
Yeah, especially because
Even Kim Dien would say, I can't believe it. I'm shocked. Such a nice man. And yet he would kill himself.
But it really, if I looked at it cold and hard, it really taught me something, which I did not really understand until then. I didn't really get it. That no matter what level, what you just said, no matter what level you're at, there are even greater challenges.
Yes.
You know, and when you're starting off, think, okay, I can deal with it. Well, that's because you're at that low level.
Mm-hmm.
And every level you get, it gets harder.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize the real difficulty there can be at every level. You know.
Vì nghe không? Nghe không? Cái này là cái này nè. Cái thiền tông thì chê nó là thiền tịnh độ tầm bậy. Ok. Tôi là giác ngộ thôi, chứ còn có niệm Phật. Tôi thì chỉ cầu giác ngộ thôi, mà cái khổ là không giác ngộ được là chết ngắt. Còn cái tịnh độ thì nói tôi là không cần giác ngộ, tôi chỉ đi cầu vãng sanh thôi. Có là cũng chết ngắt luôn nữa, không được vãng sanh được cũng chết ngắt luôn nữa. Thấy không? Hai cái nó đều kẹt hết. Tại sao? Tại tự ngạo, cứ nghĩ là mình biết, cứ nghĩ mình chắc chắn. Không có gì chắc chắn trong đời nữa. Cái pháp môn nào không có cái lợi điểm, cái khuyết điểm hết. Cái vô minh mới là cái người vô minh mới nghĩ là mình là chắc chắn rồi. Mỗi trình độ nó có cái sự khó khăn của nó. Mỗi pháp môn nó có cái khó khăn của nó. Yes.
Except for the Pure Land, when we were given tests, those are tests given by our great friends and compassionate teachers, Amitabha Buddha, Great Sri Bodhisattva, and
Not really. In the Pure Land, yes.
only in the Pure Land.
Only in the Pure Land.
So in all the other realms, as we hopefully succeed, the tests we are given, I presume, are not by our friends, but by our enemies that we created over our lifetimes. Is that a true statement?
Yes.
So we have created that and used in our lives.
They're coming to get you. You're here to expose yourself to them.
And they're here to knock us down.
Yes. The fact of the matter is very unglamorous. The fact we're here is that because we have no choice. We're here because we have to pay off our debts. They come and will confuse us and torture us and make us suffer. That's why we're here. We're here so that our creditors can come and make a claim on us. Whereas we go to the Pure Land, they can't. That's why it's a lot safer there.
for all of us. So far so good. Quý vị thấy không? Là cái trình độ, cái quả bất tình nó khác nhau như đó. Cái quả bất tình là mình, cái quả ta bà này, quả bất tình này là mình tới đây để mình trả nợ, mình đi gặp cái chủ nợ để mà nó bị hành hạ, để mà đòi nợ mình. Okay. Còn qua bên quả trình độ thì họ không thể nào hành hạ mình được, mình an toàn hơn nhiều. Okay. There is small anecdote. Okay. There's a man who was watching the pupa. Is a pupa, right? Chrysalis is technical word for it. Anyone knows what a pupa is? You know Chinese, you know Korean, you know Filipino, but you don't know what a pupa is? That's right. Is that called pupa? Yeah. Okay. Cái cán bướm nó là kim điền. Cái cán bướm đó. Cán bướm. Biết không? So pupa. So the man was observing a pupa, and that's being that you see the young butterfly, through the small tear on the casing. What do you call that? I'm not sure what it's called. The casing? Not the cocoon. Cocoon is hard. This is kind of soft. Yeah, it's just a membrane outside. It attaches itself to a leaf. Yeah, it's like a bag, like a sack, and then so the man observes the pupa in the bag, and you see the tear. The pupa is wiggling, and then now you can see a tear. Now you can look through it and you see a young butterfly, trying to get out. Okay? And as it struggles, and now you see its head popping out. Right? And then you keep it longer and you say, wow. And then he keeps on struggling, keep pushing himself out, and he can't. So he goes back into the bag again. Okay, he keep on trying to do that. He sticks his head out, right? Pushes through the head, and then to the hole, the tear of the bag, the membrane. And then he tried to push himself out. He can't. So then pulls back in. So far so good? Yeah. Thì cái cán bướm đó, cái ông đó ông coi sát thấy con bướm nhỏ đó mới sinh, nó sắp ra tầm bướm rồi, thì nó qua cái chỗ rách của cái cán đó, nó thọt cái đầu ra, nó đẩy nó thoát ra ngoài, thoát không được, nó chạy, nó rút vào trong lại, nó làm luôn tới hoài nó thoát không được. So this man is very compassionate, like Bhante here. He says, "Oh my God! So this poor baby. Give it a hand." So he takes his hand and then tears the hole a little bit bigger. So far so good. Yeah. Thành cái cậu nhìn cái cậu này, cậu có lòng từ bi đó, cậu rất có từ bi. Nó nói trời ơi, thấy con bướm nhỏ tội nghiệp quá. Thôi thầy, mình nó thoát ra không được đấy, chắc nó thoát không được rồi. Cái cậu mới lấy cái tay, cậu xé cái bao rách nó to hơn một tí nữa. Thì con bướm nó lọt ra ngoài. So the small butterfly made it out, right? Made it out because of the bigger hole. And then he unfolds his wings and he tries to take off, right? That's what butterflies do. They take off. The moment they get out, they see the fresh air, they take off. They go like this and they take off, right? And guess what? Thì lúc đó con bướm mới ra là lập tức theo cái linh tính đó là nó bập cánh để nó bắt đầu nó bay ngay lập tức. Okay? I don't know how to translate this routine. I'm sorry. 佛教的字我可以说，普通的字我不知道。我不会告诉你的这些故事啊，我不懂，我不知道怎么说了。Okay, so the young butterfly started flapping his wings, and then that's what happens. The wings are too small.
Because it's a big body, but the wing is very small. So he cannot take off. No, he becomes handicapped. And that's when the young man realized that he should not have helped. Part of nature is that the young butterfly has to struggle. In the struggle, when he struggles to get out, he flaps his wings. And it makes it grow and become stronger. So by the time he has to fail many times, but in the failure, he makes his body stronger. Is it clear? This is the secret of nature. Now John is impressed with my Hollywood story, butterfly story. We have to struggle. The young butterfly has to struggle. He has to push himself, and then he fails. And then he pushes himself and he fails. Every time he fails, his wing becomes bigger and stronger. And by the time he gets out, the wing will be mature enough for him to take off. If you mess around with nature, then you're hurting a butterfly. Thành ra con bướm nhỏ khi nó thoát không được lại, nó có dùng của cái tự nhiên, của thiên nhiên. Mỗi lần nó bị kẹt như vậy, nó đẩy cái cánh để nó thoát ra như vậy, nó không thoát được, cái cánh nó to lên, nó mạnh lên, cái tay nó mạnh lên, cánh nó mạnh lên, nó to lên. Thì khi cuối cùng mà nó cứ thất bại hoài, nên khi nó bắt đầu nó thành công, nó thoát ra được thì cái cánh nó đủ sức mạnh, đủ sức to để cho nó bay được. Cái đó là cái luật của cái tự nhiên, của cái thiên nhiên. Mình không thể nào cản trở được. Trong cái thiên nhiên, quý vị muốn trưởng thành thì phải thất bại. In nature, in order for you to mature, you have to fail. Okay? It's no differently when you cultivate. You have to fail before you can succeed. So all the difficulties, the tests in our impure world are designed to help you unfold your wisdom, embrace those challenges, embrace those difficulties, then because they are good for you. Entonces, gee, I thought it was something deep, but this is depressing. Như vậy thấy không? Thành cái tu hành nó cũng như vậy nữa. Cái tu hành á, những cái khó khăn, những cản trở của quý vị đó là nó cố ý nó xảy ra để giúp quý vị mở cái huệ, phát triển cái lực của mình mới thành công được. Cái thành công nó chỉ đến sau khi quý vị thất bại thôi, mà không bỏ cuộc. Success only comes after repeated failures, and yet you do not quit. That's how you eventually succeed. There is no success that's really is long-lasting after you failed. Because the people who are successful, for example, the rich from the kids who inherited the fortune of the family, they tend to lose it quickly because they don't know what failure is like. They cannot recover from failure. Okay? The challenges, again, obstructions are good for you. Embrace them. Don't have to complain and say, oh my God, why is it so hard for me? It's hard because it makes your wings bigger and stronger. Is it clear? And that's why our training is so hard, because it makes your wings bigger and stronger than your colleagues. Is it clear? Yes.
That sounds like an apology for sadism, in the sense that I remember going to school, and I had one teacher. He just loved screwing every student.
Let me translate in Vietnamese first before I address your question. Cái tu hành nó như vậy. Quý vị đừng có sợ cái khó khăn, đừng sợ cái thất bại, cái khó khăn, cái khó nhọc, cái cản trở đó, nó giúp chúng ta trưởng thành, giúp chúng ta tiến bộ. Ok, không cần phải sợ. Ok. Thì bởi vì trong cái chương trình huấn luyện mà sa di chúng tôi đó, thầy rất là khó, mấy cái đứa đệ tử, mấy người tại gia thầy khó không được, tại cái vị bỏ chạy hết. Khó quá cái vị bỏ chạy. See, I cannot be tough with the lay people like you, regular people like you, because I'm too difficult for you. You run away and say, I'm going to another temple where the master is nicer and kinder and sweeter to me. Yeah, and tell Hollywood stories every weekend as per request. Okay, but so that's why after you leave the home life, this guy found out that it's just like hell on earth. Yeah. Okay. So, but if you are willing to endure those tests, then your foundation is much sturdier, much broader, much stronger. Okay. Thành ra cái khó khăn của cái chương trình huấn luyện sa di của thầy nó rất là khó hơn cái thường lệ, tại vì thầy muốn xây cái căn bản rất tốt cho quý vị để sau này mà phát triển mạnh mẽ hơn. Rồi nói như vậy thì nó có khác gì là thích sadist, thích trừng trị làm khổ người khác. The difference is that the sadists have fun doing that. I have no fun doing this at all. What's so funny about it? Really, I'm suffering just like Xianjie is suffering. I'll hide it well, I must admit. Thầy lại nói là thiệt ra thầy cũng khổ sở hơn cái ông sa di mà thầy bị thầy đầy đọa nữa. Tại cái vì không hiểu được cái sự khổ tâm của cái lòng của ông thầy thôi. Ai cũng cười ngất thầy. Okay, so going back to the real stuff, I think you guys goof up too much. Back to the high principles of the Vasha Sutra. So we 467 slide, not empty and yet but empty, meaning that even though we practice reciting Buddha's name in order for the express purpose of going to a better world, a safer world, okay? So we are attaching that world, therefore it's not empty. But once you get there, it's for the purpose to get there and get to emptiness. It's clear. Okay? So in the Pure Land, the people who practice Pure Land understand, yes, I'm not empty. I'm not empty at all. I attach to existence, something called Pure Land. But I go there because it's better for me, the best way for me to get to emptiness. It's only a staging process. Yes?
When we go to Pure Land,
yes.
that is the empty. After that, if we want to enlightenment, we want to stay Pure Land until enlightenment.
Yes.
That is not empty.
Right.
Correct?
Right. Right. See, the meditation people, they say, I want to reach emptiness. I want to unfold my wisdom about emptiness right away. The Pure Land says, forget it. I'm not interested in emptiness. I'm interested in going there first. And then I get emptiness later. The same objective. The process is different. Same exact thing. Ultimately, they want to become a Buddha. Just like the prajna, just like the meditation people, they said, I'm going to ultimately have the highest level wisdoms called Buddhahood or enlightenment, whatever. Okay? And the Pure Land is the same thing. It's just they take a side way, a horizontal
pathway first before they reach to emptiness. Okay? The difference is that safety. You go to the Pure Land first, you're safe. You definitely will reach emptiness of the Buddhahood. If you stick to the chant and meditation, there's lots of ups and downs. Okay? Is it clear? Ai hiểu chuyện đó không? Okay. Cái pháp môn tịnh độ nó khác pháp môn thiền á, là chỉ về cái phương tiện thôi. Tịnh độ là trốn qua cái quả tịnh độ trước để mà chắc chắn đắc giác ngộ kiếp sau. Còn cái thiền nó không có được cái sự cam đoan thì chắc chắn được như vậy. Okay? So the Pure Land is you attached to going for rebirth. So actually you are attaching instead of letting go. That's different from non-attaching here of the Chan approach. Okay? Here you let go of everything. Here we hang on to rebirth. Aspiration. We want to go for rebirth. Okay? And then once we get there, then we seek to go there in order to become a Buddha. The Buddha is non-seeking. So far so good? It's just the opposite. Different approach. Okay? So in the end of the slide 467, I said that you should not, you should say that this is better than the other, and I think you're crazy. Because you have to be flexible. Thành ra cuối cùng thầy mới nói trong cái tấm 460 bài, thầy nói là nếu như quý vị nói là cái này hay hơn cái kia là quý vị hoàn toàn sai lầm. It varies on individual to individual. Mỗi cái cá nhân nó mỗi khác. Okay? I would say that for all of you, you're better off doing the Pure Land. Because your chances of becoming a fourth-stage arhat are very, very slim this lifetime. Okay? It's very, very difficult. Frankly. It's just too difficult. So not until you reach arhatship that you have control over your reincarnation. You're out of it. First stage arhatship, second, third stage are still subject to reincarnation. Is that correct? Bhante? Right or wrong? Fourth stage, that's when you're free from it. Before then, you're not. So, especially for the Dharma ending era that we're in, it's very difficult to succeed doing chant. Cái thời mạt Pháp này, tu thiền tông rất là khó mà thành tựu. The patriarchs said that already. Okay. They said that 1 out of 10,000 will make it. I think more like 1 out of 10 billion will make it. This, as time goes by, it gets harder and harder and harder to succeed. Okay, it's very, very difficult. Any questions about that? Ai thắc mắc gì không? Thế mà pháp mình rất là khó tu. Mô phàm thì sự tài, sự siêu sản thì很难成功啊。难得到成功啊。所以末法时代，人家各位应该修净土法门。Okay? Questions about that? Yes.
Didn't you say the other day though, as a Pure Land practitioner, if you're not attached to Amitabha or attached to getting Pure Land, then you actually have an even better chance than if you're attached to getting there.
Did I say that's so much nonsense? When did I say that?
You said that a couple days ago, a couple lectures ago.
I did?
Yeah, he was here a couple of lectures ago. Maybe you were asleep a couple of lectures ago. I never said such nonsense.
I remember in text was like, I thought you were agreeing with me there, I remember.
Does it make sense to you? You have a better chance to go to Pure Land and you don't believe in Amitabha?
You said you're not attached to Amitabha.
You're not attached to Amitabha, and then what else?
Then you have a better chance of getting there if you're attached.
You remember that too? What do you mean? I explained it in English. I didn't explain it in Vietnamese. No. Okay, I take it back. If I don't like it, I take it back. I'm not stuck on. If you are not enlightened, if you think you don't have the potential to become a fourth-stage arhat this lifetime, just set the premise properly, because this guy remembers things out of context. That's why I don't trust his memory. Okay, let me set up the stage for you properly. If, and I said this repeatedly, if you are so sure that you will not become a fourth-stage arhat this lifetime through meditation, it's a lot of hard work. It's extremely difficult. Okay? Does any of you believe that you will become a fourth-stage arhat this lifetime? Raise your hand. Okay? Then you're better off cultivating Pure Land. So far, so good. Okay. However, how are you going to cultivate Pure Land now? By reciting Buddha's name. That's one of the easiest way to most effective way to cultivate Pure Land is to recite the Buddha's name. Okay? And if you recite the Buddha's name, you're better off using the Chan recitation techniques, the Chan meditation techniques to recite the Buddha's name. Is it clear? I'm very clear about these things. It's all those people who remember wrong and quote me out of context and so on. I don't make these kind of mistakes. Okay? You recite the Buddha's name, applying the meditation techniques in reciting the Buddha's name. Okay? If you use the meditation techniques and to apply them to the reciting the Buddha's name, then naturally, okay, as you get higher and higher, you become less attached to the concept of Amitabha. And who knows? And if you are sincere in your practice, you may reach a level where you don't see any Amitabha anymore. You become enlightened. You can go anywhere as you please. Is that consistent with what you remember? No?
Yeah, I guess that clarifies it.
Hmm?
That clarifies it a little bit further, but it's, yeah.
Yes, Kim Dean. Your notes say. Yeah, read it. Kim Dean insists on quoting my Vietnamese transcription.
Oh my God, that's correct too. Mấy cái đó là cái thầy mới giảng xong tiếng Anh. Yeah. Cái đâu khác gì đâu. Cái ông này ông chỉ nói là cái người mà niệm Phật không nên chấp. Mình thấy nói là cái người có khả năng mới không chấp. Người không có khả năng này thì chấp mới không chấp là chết. Thấy rõ ràng không? Em nhỏ nó chỉ nhớ tầm bậy tầm bạ, nó ngủ rồi nghe được nửa câu rồi nó nhớ rồi. 听得懂吗？没有哈。我说如果是你一定是相信是你会成四果阿罗汉，阿罗汉这个生命的话，那你不必修行净土法门。但是如果你想你不会成四果阿罗汉，或者以后你一定要修行净土法门。但是怎么修行净土法门呢？是我们应该念佛。念佛的话，你应该用禅门的修行的方法来念佛。OK， 那你念佛到比较高程度，那你会会可以放下你的执着，求往生极乐世界。那时候是你的有利根，你也可以修行的念佛的也可以帮助你觉悟。所以利根的人修行念佛的法门，他们如果他们要觉悟，那他们可以放下那个阿弥陀佛的执着，才可以觉悟。OK？
那老师说，那意思就是说，一定要觉悟，才能够去那个进入。
不是的。OK， 你不必觉悟。问得很好。So I try to explain the Chinese for her, and I'm not doing a good job explaining it clearly to her. So she asked me, actually, must I become enlightened before I obtain rebirth? I say, no, you don't. 不必，不用了。你只是需要可以念阿弥陀佛的名号10字，一心不乱，就可以往生。The requirement, the paradigm for obtaining rebirth to the Pure Land is that you don't need to be enlightened. You don't need to be to keep precept. You don't need to be an arhat. You don't need anything. All the requirement is that you recite the Buddha's name 10 times, one mind unconfused. Then you obtain rebirth, for sure. That's the only requirement. But it's not easily done, cannot done. You cannot do that unless you know how to recite properly. And that's why I advocate teaching you chant and Pure Land at the same time, because chant will help your Pure Land recitation. Pure Land will help provide the insurance for your chant practice. So it's much more balanced. You have insurance. Yes?
But I mean, is that the recitation samadhi override everything? I mean, if you attain that state, you recite his name 10 times, you can't just go flagrantly violating precepts, or can you still get yourself into trouble? And I know Great Master Hua says, something like, your previous offenses before you heard about the Pure Land, you can get over those. But if you hear about the Pure Land Dharma and you keep just violating precepts, create so many obstructions, you'll never get there.
Yeah, but you still have exceptions. Even if you break precepts, I can still help you get there. There's still hope for you. Because Pure Land, the nice thing about Pure Land is that Master Hsuan Wei explained that is to admonish those people who are careless, who are arrogant. He said, I'm not worried about that. I'm not afraid of that. Now I know Pure Land Dharma door, I can get escape. And so he says, if you have that kind of mindset, it's very unlikely you will get escape. That's what he means. But it's not meant to be a blanket statement. He says, for you, if you have that kind of mindset, it's very difficult for you to obtain Pure Land. Why? Because those people are too arrogant. They said, what am I worried about? I make the Pure Land. Until then, I'm going to do as I please. Okay? And if you have that kind of attitude, chances are that you will not make it to Pure Land. You will not. They say, okay, so Master Hsuan is gonna help me. Diyame is gonna help me, so I go to another temple. Okay? And the temple who are capable of doing that, they look at them and say, why should we help you? They give, the people who are able to help them, because the Pure Land is, the Chan is help. Pure Land is others help. That's the advantage of others help, is that you can ask for help. Chan, you cannot ask for help. You have to do it yourself. You want to become enlightened, you have to meditate. If you don't get it, you don't get it. No one else can help you. Okay? Pure Land is that you can recite the Buddha's name, and if you cannot recite it to one mind unconfused, others can help you. That's the beauty of the Pure Land approach. That is not available in Hinayana. You remember Mahayana is we can carry more people on our back. It's not only talk. It's because we have the tools to do that. We have a bigger boat. We have a lot more tools to do it. Okay? Otherwise, we'll be lying, won't we? So this is the advantage of Mahayana. The Pure Land approach is that if you cannot recite the Buddha's name to the level where you become one mind unconfused, then others can still help you. Is it clear? Now, if you go to, that bad guy, the guy who's arrogant, who says, I don't care, you can say all you want, I live my life the way I want to, I know about the Pure Land, I'm going to seek for Pure Land, until then I'm going to goof off, I'm going to do it as I please. And he says, I'm not going to come back to you, Shuinhua, Master Shuinhua, I'm going somewhere else, I'm going to, Silai Temple, he's bigger than you, and ask for help. Okay? And I'm going to give Silai Temple, $10 million. What am I going to do with my money when I die anyway? So I give them $10 million. I'm sure that they're bigger and they're going to help you. And they say, yes, we can help you. Okay. The people who can help them, you, will not help you if you're like that. Only the people who can't help you will take your money. Does it make sense? Now John's thinking, oh. Does it make sense to you? The people who have wisdom will pick and choose those who are worthy to be helped. There's so many of you. The boat is limited. Have you thought about that, Vicky? Huh? Have you thought about that? It's a big boat, but it has specific dimensions. It's not endless. It's not infinite. But the boat, the person who can help you, is limited. He's not a Buddha.
So you have to be worthy to be helped before you help. Come on, wake up. Don't be so full of yourself. Why should they help people are like so full like you? I mean, I'm not looking at anyone. Huh? Why should they? Right? If they help people like you who are so full of yourself, then they have no wisdom whatsoever. They can't help you at the first place. Okay, so that goes back to what the young Shami here mentioned. He says, Master Hsuan Hua says, you don't keep precepts, therefore you won't attain rebirth. That's for the underlying reason. It's because you're so careless and you're so full yourself, you're so ignorant. Why should anyone help you? Okay? But does it mean you can't obtain rebirth? I'm asking you. He's full of himself. He says, I don't care. I'm going to live my life first. And when the time for me to go, I worry about it later. I buy my ticket later. Okay? So he's going against the admonition from Master Hsuan Hua and say, he's going to go and cheat on his wife and steal from people, start a humongous Ponzi scheme and rob people blind. And so on and so on and so on, do all the bad things. And he says, when from time for me to go, I will seek help. Okay? Yes, John. Can he obtain rebirth or not?
Absolutely. But like you said, he's going to buy a ticket, but he's going to pay scalper prices.
This guy is such a cutthroat guy. He's going to make money first. John says, let him be bad, and when he comes to me, I will scorch him to death. Is that what you are advocating?
You know how to scorch him?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say, okay, you want help? Mm-hmm. First of all, you're going to have him put up 10,000 times to begin with. These are the prices he's going to pay, not just money.
These young men here have some wisdom. So it goes back to my concept. Mahayana is a big boat where you can carry, a bigger boat so you can carry a lot of people. You pick and choose, right? You don't simply say, hey, come. If you do that, what's wrong with that? Come, I help you. What's wrong with that? They all come. And then what? And then the people that you're supposed to help, there's no room for them. And the rest of them who don't deserve, those who don't deserve to be helped, they got on board. That's stupidity. There's no wisdom in that.
What you're trying to say is you're still in court, and the way you're saying it is, we ran out of draft before we filled the vessel.
No. Okay? You see, if you're so sure of yourself, chances are that you will not obtain rebirth. So Master Hsuan Hua is right. Going back to his conclusion, he's right. Okay? Chances are that you will not obtain rebirth. My question to you is, is it 100% for sure that we will not obtain rebirth?
No.
Why not? Is it for sure that we'll not attain rebirth of the Pure Land? Because even there are hundreds of thousands of scalpers like John out there. Is it for sure they will not obtain rebirth or not? What do you think? Quý vị nghe hiểu không? là bây giờ lý do mà nếu như một cái đại thừa là một cái con thuyền rất là lớn hơn thuyền tiểu thừa để chở nhiều người hơn, cái sức có thể chở nhiều hơn. Nhưng đều cái sức chở nhiều hơn đâu có nghĩa là mình ai còn nhắm mắt mình chở đâu. Nếu mình nhắm mắt mình chở hết nó, mình nhắm mắt con tới đây thầy cứu, không tới thầy cứu thì sao? Cái thuyền nó đầy rồi, bây giờ mình cứu ai được nữa? Cái người mà xứng đáng cứu mình không cứu, cái người không xứng đáng cứu mình cứu, thì cái đó là cái ông thầy vô minh rồi, đúng không? Nhắm mắt làm càng thôi, không có gì trí hệ trọng hết. Thì con thuyền nó đầy, sao mà cứu người khác bây giờ? Hả? Có điều kiện mới cứu, đâu có dễ dàng nữa, đúng không? Cái trí hệ ở cái điều kiện, đâu phải là cái cứu. Nếu giờ thầy hỏi, nếu đồng ý như vậy rồi thì hỏi là cái người mà nó tiếp, cái người mà làm càng, chứ muốn đi làm càng nói thầy nói tôi có sống cuộc đời tôi đã, tôi sung sướng, tôi phóng túng, tôi làm chuyện tôi sống, chừng nào thì tôi thích thú, thì chừng nào lúc mà trước khi tôi chết đó, tôi lo kiếm chiếc thuyền, đúng không? Đi vượt biên, ok? Thì ra sao? Có vượt biên được không? Thầy hỏi. Vượt hay không vượt? Thầy có nói lúc đó thầy nói lại cho quý vị nghe, cái người mà có khả năng chở quý vị đi, thầy nhìn thấy quý vị nói cái người đó có xứng đáng cứu hay không cứu, ok? Cái người mà làm được cứu quý vị được, chứ mấy ta chịu cứu. Ta nói là cái người là tầm bậy, ai mà cứu làm cái gì? Cái người đáng cứu mình phải cứu trước chứ, cái người không đáng cứu mình phải đợi chứ, đúng không? Đồng ý không? Bây giờ hỏi tiếp nữa. Giờ đồng ý hết như vậy, bây giờ hỏi cái người mà phóng túng, cái người làm bậy, hoàn toàn làm bậy suốt cuộc đời đó, họ có vãng sanh được hay không vãng sanh được? Kinh ở Tùng mà hình ảnh chia sư à? Can you explain to her please? Okay. Your sister, please. I forgot that she can translate for you. Okay? Okay, this is important. Ask her. So does it mean, I'm going back to the question, you have all these people, this particular type of person who's arrogant, who's sure of himself or herself and says, I'm going to live my life the way I want to, and then I'm going to find a way to get rebirth to the Pure Land when I die. What's the big deal? Will he obtain rebirth or not? Yes?
Well, I mean, I agree there's probably no black and white answer. There's always going to be exception. There could be exceptions.
Yes? Anyone else? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why is it yes?
You get help.
What kind of help?
The plan. The paper.
It's others' help. This is the beauty of the Pure Land.
Others help, right.
Others' help. You can always get help. Yes. And that's what's unfair about the Pure Land. You can always get help if you know where to look for it. Yes.
Question. A person like that, selfish, arrogant, considerate of no one but
Yes.
herself,
Yes.
gets help.
Yes. What's so fair about it?
What lights up the Pure Land?
Yeah. What kind of BS is this? Why is this life so unfair?
Stay there for more than 5 minutes going, this place is terrible. It's not about me anymore. I gotta be compassionate. I've gotta be sincere. I've gotta be everything I am not.
Ah, good point. Good point. Hang on to that thought. And I answer you next week.
No. You call me a scoundrel.
Because, my friend, we're running out of time. You ask too many questions. It's not my fault. The beauty about this Dharma door here is that you can always get help. You cannot say that with chant. You cannot say it with meditation. You can't. This thing here is that even if you're incapable of comprehending or believing the Pure Land, even if you don't believe, can translate for your sister. You sit next to her and translate for her, please. Otherwise, she feels left out. And she takes, take care of her, please. You understand? The beauty of the Pure Land approach is that you will always get help. You can always get help, no matter who you are. Okay? There's hope for you. Okay? What's the concept behind it? Why? Well, how is it possible? Because the beauty of the Pure Land is in the nature of the rebirth. The nature of rebirth is that you must be able, if you will, afford the ticket, the airfare. So there is to it. If you find that cashier's spot where they sell ticket, then you go and say, "Here's my airfare." They have to take ticket from you. They can't deny you. Okay? They can't even do that. They can't even do that. Can't even do that. Because to do that would be discriminating. The Pure Land Dharma door does not discriminate. He doesn't say, because John, you are poorer, therefore I charge you less. Or Vicky, you're richer, therefore I charge you a little bit more. You can take it. You can afford it. It doesn't work like that. Okay? The Pure Land Dharma door said, these are my paradigm, these are my parameters. You meet my parameters, you can get the airfare, you can get on board. I would believe. Right? Yeah. And we wait for a few more years to see what executive costs. You understand? So if you have the blessings, you get aboard. It's no problem whatsoever. They don't care if you're bad or good. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going against what he just said, quoting Master Shen Hua. If you're a bad person, you will not obtain rebirth. It says now, yes, you can. Why? As long as you can afford it, why not? You see, I both agree with him that I disagree with him. Because it's possible. Not likely. They can't afford it. They don't have enough blessings. They can't afford it. Yes?
What if there's a very good, devout person, but they don't have the money for the airfare?
Okay, good question. What if there is a says master, it's too expensive for me. I can't afford it. What now? No, you say you rot in hell. Yeah, make my day. Yeah. 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 衔接, yeah.
Can I put a slightly different twist on the question?
Yeah.
So what about a person who's attained it's not if you yourself attain the recitation samadhi and recited the Amitabha's name 10 times.
Yeah.
Then are you totally free to break precepts and you're still guaranteed of making it there? Or would it just be that a person who actually attained that would not be the kind of person that would then break precepts, but they technically could?
I'm not going to answer that because answering that reveals things that you're not supposed to know. If you recite the Buddha's name with one mind and confused when you're at that level, then come to me. I explain to you. If you don't, then I'm not going to explain it to you. You don't deserve to hear the explanation. Okay? I have to be blunt with you. Just because you ask doesn't mean the answer will be given to you. It's only given to you if it helps you. If I give you the answer, it's not going to help you right now. I'm not going to give it to you. Is it clear? How about that for a cop-out? Why are you talking about things, a state, that you don't even know what the state is like? Why do I have to elaborate on the state you don't reach? You don't understand what the state is. Why do I explain to you the ramification of that state? So that you can go and tell people that you understand that state? We don't do that. If it's only helpful to you, I explain it to you. Otherwise, I don't. I'm not going to waste your time, my time, or people's time. Talking about things you don't understand, you never reach. It's a waste of time. Okay? All right. Did we answer all the questions? I think it's one more question I still... Did I answer your question? What is your question again, young lady?
It's if there was somebody who was a very devout person, but they couldn't afford the airplane.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought I answered it already. If you're poor, what do you want? Trying to get to, the rich area. Be reasonable. Huh? If they cannot afford the airfare will be free. It comes from my pocket. Okay. But if they can afford it, they come to me and they said, I'm poor, I don't have money. They said, rot in hell. Go rot in hell. I'm not impressed. Okay? You expect to cheat me, cheat the people who are trying to help you, trying to save you, and you expect that to work? It's not going to work. Okay? I might even say, I give you a free ticket. Because I know you have money, I give you a free ticket. I won't say you rot in hell. I might give you a free ticket. But not to the Pure Land. If you think you're outsmarting me. You understand? I have to look good to Kim Dean. Kim Dean says, Master is a kind and compassionate person. So I want her to believe that what she transcribes for me. So I will always say, I give you a free ticket. Why? Because you pulled my leg. So I'm returning the favor. Don't try to cheat people. Does it make sense?
You got the scalpers booked out cold.
Don't you think it's reasonable? Huh? You're trying to cheat me. So I say, okay. No problem.
And the boat is only so big.
Yeah.
But we have reserved you first class.
Okay, any other questions? Does it make sense? Jeez, don't. The Dharma, Pure Land Dharma door, just like the Chan Dharma door is a Dharma door, sincerity, of honesty. You want to take advantage, you have to be honest. Okay? If you're screwed up, if you are a screwball and you're, a very bad person, you cannot tell right from wrong, there's no problem. You understand? You looked at it and say, oh, this guy is hopeless. There's no way to make him understand. But if you're a normal person, you understand right from wrong, you try to cheat your savior, it ain't gonna work. Trust me, it's not gonna work. Does it make sense?
Yes. You have a comment?
Yes.
In the Pure Land, they don't mind who they get.
What?
They don't mind who gets there in the Pure Land.
Doesn't matter.
Everybody has
Amitabha doesn't care. He sets these parameters. Amitabha's perspective, oh, by the way, do we have time today? Are you in a hurry?
Well, that depends on what you're going to tell us.
Can we turn the camera off? I don't want this on camera. Off camera. Please. It's not going to go on camera. I'm sorry. Goodbye, folks. Be happy. Camera off. Goodbye. Thank you.
How about the MP3 file?
Okay. Cut off the recording as well. This is not going to be recorded.
Turn off the recording.
Get off Skype as well. They have no business listening in. Goodbye.